Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy New Year. Welcome to the new year. Wishing everyone a very blessed, beautiful, prosperous year. All the happiness, all the joy. We did it. We made it to 5781. Finally, in the new year, completed whatever we had to in the last year and starting the year right. So wishing everyone really, really an incredible year ahead. And today's class, we are going to talk more about all the details of what we are going through right now. Because the process, it's interesting. The spiritual part of the start of the year is still happening. We did the most important part, probably from 50% of a year, or maybe more, 50 to 80% of the year is set. And we still have this incredible month of Libra, where we have a little bit more touches and bits where we can get a little bit more, fix if something is needed, and create more and more light for the year ahead. So the connection, I don't know if you were able to watch, but the connection was very special. Probably, I never participated in a connection like that before. Very special. The messages were special. Energy was very special. There was obviously social distancing, so there wasn't as much dancing and hugging as before. There was much, much less talking, which is really good because of masks. There was much more internal processes that you could go through by being in the space. So you weren't distracted by the outside, influences, by people, by seeing friends, which is good, obviously. We want that, but it distracts you from what's important, what's the whole point of the connection. So it felt very, very different, not like any other connection that I ever participated in. And the messages were incredible. From what Michael and Monica were sharing was very special, very heart opening, obviously very, very different because it's the first year that Karen wasn't physically present in the event, obviously spiritually more present than ever. And it feels, the connection, like I shared it before, the Libra, the month of Libra is sometimes a little bit, they tend to be a little bit withdrawn and into themselves. So that's why we always go against that nature, and we try to be very out there with people, happy, etc., because it's against the nature of the sign of Libra. So we want to be out there, we want to be with people, we want to be connecting with people, we want to be interacting with people. That's the mindset we want to be in, and to go against the nature, because sometimes it does feel like it might feel a little bit down, and I was going through that part in one part of the event, and I was like, no, I'm not entertaining that thought. I'm not even going into that. I immediately, it felt like an airplane that's going down a little bit, so I pulled the wheel and we started to go up again. So mostly for me, it was just very special, very powerful. Saturday did not make any sense. We didn't blow the shofar, and yet we ended the same time that we normally end when the shofar is required. So it doesn't make any sense. It's just a sign that we have to, Rosh Hashanah the connections of Rosh Hashanah have to end at 3 or 4 p.m. It's that simple. So what are some lessons? Some lessons, obviously, that we're still going through, and from the event, are that you want to be the cause in your life. You don't want to take things as, you don't want things happening to you. You want to create things for yourself. the way you feel, what's happening around you, how you interact with others. You really want to be the cause. You want to be the creator in your life. You want to be the maker in your life. Those are some of the most important lessons. And also, the shofar on Sunday was very special and was much lighter, even though the first day was a Shabbat and we didn't require a shofar. It was still a little bit, you felt like you're pushing something, like you're pushing some weight. But Sunday was just incredible, very light, very connected, very powerful, very quick. And the time of the shofar, more revelations came and more understanding. And we obviously make the lists, if you didn't get to, but at least have an idea that there's 4 kinds of shofar blowings. And we had teachers share what you can think about and meditate. And also for me, it was very kind of great reminders of what to think about, what to, what kind of projection do I want to make into the year? Where do I want to be more proactive? And the beautiful thing, revelation came to me, was about the 10 days that we're in. So the month of Libra is very special because the first 22 days of the whole month is considered Kabbalistically the engineering of the vessel. So you are making your vessel, you are making your desire, you're making yourself for the year to come, for the rest of your life. Actually, if it's going to be, if you're going to do it right, that's how you can have, the desire you're going to have for the rest of life. So one of the most number one things that we spoke about, and Michael Berg mentioned it in the event, he said it's about big desires, to leave the small desires. That's probably the number one thing is for humanity, for anyone, is to remember to want big, want everything. If it's relationship, the best relationship possible. If it's finance, all the abundance. If it's health, it's complete healing. So to really be in the mindset of very big desires, that's what you want to be in. Not just a small resolution to my problem now, but a complete resolution to any problem I ever had or might have in the future. And also during the shofar, I realized that, wow, I actually want to think about more changes that I want to achieve before the desire part of the year is set. So the first 10 days that we're in the 3rd day right now. We're about to go into the 4th day. And it's a very special process. It's when all the judgments that exist, that judgment, as we know, it's the change that we didn't achieve yet for the upcoming year, is happening to us. So it's a very special time. There is a lot of intuitive revelations that will come to us. The change in these 10 days is considered like day in comparison to night for the rest of the year. So just, I hope it's clear, meaning if you change and transform during this time period, it's as if it's daylight in comparison to transforming any time of the year, which is considered like night. You can change anytime, obviously, anytime. There's no such limit as when you change, etc. But right now is literally the time of change. So that's why the whole month of Elul, the Creator put Elul, the month of Virgo, before the month of Tishrei, in order for us to be in that mindset of change and transformation, that I'm in this marathon. It's easy for me. It's easy for me to think about what I should change, what I should transform, how do I do it, when do I do it, how do I transform, and who I should be. That I'm not just kind of firmly, established. I am very in the state of flexibility. I am alive. I'm very easily molded right now. I can easily understand what should I change, what do I need to change, what should I transform, and everything that happened during Rosh Hashanah, that you feel like, oh, you know what, I wanna make sure I close this. I wanna make sure I have this part of my consciousness totally transformed. This is the time to do it. Right now, it's as if The creator is literally a personal coach with you, helping you change anything you could possibly need to change. Imagine like we all think, hopefully we all have a teacher, right? We all have somebody who we talk to. We have people that we talk to about change and transformation. Right now, it's the peak of change, peak of transformation. Literally, the creator is just like, here, do whatever it is that you want with your consciousness. I'm giving you the full access to the matrix, the full access to your consciousness. Anything that you want to change, anything that you want to transform, right now is the time to do it. So our main focus, main idea, main consciousness that we want to be in right now is total change and transformation, complete transformation. If we felt like, for example, there's moments I realized, for me personally, I'll be open with you. For me, during the third set of shofar blowings on Sunday, I was a little bit stumbled, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually not ready for this set. I'm actually not sure of what I should be meditating on. The first set of shofar blowings is Abraham, which fixes quote unquote idol worship. Now, what does it mean more practically? It's when you look at something and kind of like, and feel like, oh, that would be great to have. Oh, I wish I had that. Oh, that would make me happy. It's basically making anything besides the light a source of your fulfillment. Okay, very simple. So I was very prepared for that. Not very, I don't want to say, hopefully, God, with creator's help, I was a little bit more aware of that. So I was immediately realizing all the times that I look at something that I'm like, oh, that will make me happy. That will make me happy. Also things that make me angry and upset. Idol worship in Kabbalistic terms simply means anger also. So I try to remember people, situations, instances that make me upset in order for me for the next year not to fall into that at all. Because the shofar, it's the awakening of your true desire, the awakening of your true soul. So you want to, as you're listening to a shofar, you want to tell yourself that I want to listen to my soul at those moments. I don't want to listen to those small desires of just answering back or wanting something that's very small. I want to go after the big stuff. Okay? So those are some things that I was meditating on the first set. The second set is all about what makes you is obviously incense, which it's not so common that people do that, but incense is also very much connected to jealousy. When I'm jealous of things, when I'm like, oh, I wish I had that, oh, I want that also. When I look at things and I'm like, oh, that would make me happy. A little bit close to, they're all kind of interconnected. Also, the things that we are kind of like dreaming of a little bit more than just the first set. Like really, like you're like, that would really make me happy, or that really makes me happy, or some things that I enjoyed that that I didn't do restriction on. Food, intercourse, physical things that I enjoy too much without having any restriction. That's why it's one of the most beautiful connections. It's done in total silence. It's so special, right? The shofar blowing of the second set is in personal amidah, when you're totally still, you're not connected to anyone, and you're in total restriction. So that's the second set, right? It's connected to Isaac, big desire, also not falling for small desires. Excuse me. So it's a very, very important one. By the way, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to write them or raise your hand. I would love to hear it. I'm taking a 30-second break. There's just something I have to do. I will be right back. We're back. So that's the first two sets. Now the third set is very interesting. It's called bloodshed. The third set is all about bloodshed, and classically it means anytime you embarrass someone, yourself, also anytime you are lazy. And Michael said an incredible, the first day lecture about laziness, about what King Solomon says about laziness, that there's 6 kinds of laziness, and one of them is I think it's called not having a wise man in your house, which basically means when you had a sense, when you got a thought to do something and you didn't act upon it, when you were waiting for a sign. We're all waiting for like signs, right? Or asking for signs, or like waiting for God or an angel to come and tell us to do that, which actually is an indication that you should do it. There's a great quote: the sign that you should do something is the fact that you're looking for a sign. Okay, it's very simple. So it's a beautiful teaching that the moment you get a sense to do something, an inclination to do something, you should probably do it. And Michael was talking about the connection of Reuven, and as he was one of the brothers of Joseph, who had an inclination actually to take him out of the pit, and he didn't. But that's something that he fixes, kind of, and that's the lesson that he gives us. So that's the third set of blowing of shofar. So, but I was trying to identify a more practical way for me to understand it. So I also realized during the set of the third shofar blowings is that I actually want to meditate on all the times when I didn't feel the courage to do things, right? We all know that courage is one of the main fundamental aspects of spirituality, right? You have to have courage in spirituality. Not you have to, but courage is something that you develop in spirituality. Be more courageous, eventually becoming brave. That's something that both our teachers, Rob and Karen, talked about. It's something I mentioned in the Path of a Just class. It's one of the attributes that you want to awaken. So then I realized that this is something that is you want to be focusing on, is that to have the courage to do what it is that you feel that you should be doing, right? You should, whatever it is, you feel like apologizing to someone, you feel like reaching out to someone, you feel like taking an action. Every time you didn't, you want to this year to do an instantaneous manifestation of the thought that you get. So that was really a nice revelation for me. And the fourth set is obviously all the times when we used our speech not in the right way, when we either talked bad about someone, when we judged someone, when we were critical of someone, of ourselves, of the creator, of the situation, all those times. So that's the fourth set, the 10 blowings for King David. And the last one is 101 to connect us to Archangel Michael, who is our lawyer, so to speak, during the whole process right now, until Yom Kippur. So right now we still have time. We have a lot of time, actually, and we have a lot of opportunity and a tremendous amount of support to make sure we take advantage of whatever it is that we want to change. Whatever it is that we want to change, whatever it is that we want to transform, especially anything that falls into those categories, because that just a little bit like practically for us to understand. So anytime I wasn't courageous enough, when I got a thought and I didn't bring it into action, that's a great thing to work on, to have more alacrity, right? You get a thought, I manifest it right away. Every time I didn't restrict when I wanted something that really satisfies my desires, either food or looking at something, or watching something, etc. There wasn't restriction in that process. And things that make me angry, that I don't understand, how are they fair? That's also one area to look upon. And also the greatest the greatest entity that does evil speech is the Satan, right? That's his job. He constantly does evil speech against the creator. He's telling you, oh, this is not right. Oh, this is wrong. This is bad. This is bad. Do this, do that. He's basically, that's his job. So to kind of give him a kind of a stab, to weaken him and his abilities. And we are in the process of 10 days of repentance. It's going to end on the day called Yom Kippur, which is the day, kind of literal translation means day of lottery. And 10 is a very important number, right? As we know, there's 10 sfirot, and there's 10 capsules of energy of how the light of the endless of the endless world eventually comes to our physical reality. Okay? So it's Keter, Chokhmah, Binah, Chesed, Gevura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. The first day of Rosh Hashanah is connected to the Keter of the vessel. The second day is connected to Chokhmah. We are right now in the third day, which is Binah. So we're fixing everything that's connected to Binah. And we're about to go into the fourth day, which is connected to Chesed. So everything that's connected to Chesed will be fixing. During these 10 days, your restriction, proactivity, and spirituality needs to be like it was in the loop, on the highest level possible, okay? Because we're eventually coming to two important events. First one is this Saturday, which is going to be, it's called Shabbat Shuvah, which is all the energy of change is going to manifest and come to us again on this Saturday. And the second part is the actual 10th day, the day of Yom Kippur. Now, obviously, Malchut is a very important sphira. Why? Because we're living in it. This is our limitation. This is our work. Our work is in this sphira. The most opportunity for change is going to manifest in Yom Kippur. That's the time when you can transform your vessel, when all the change that you've done in Rosh Hashanah, you know it or not, you're going to participate or not. Obviously, the more you participate, the better, but all the change is going to manifest on the 10th day, where we have 5 restrictions and where we are completely going above influences of the physical reality. The 5 restrictions are: we don't eat and drink, we don't shower, we do not put any lotions on our skin, we do not engage in any intimacy, and we do not wear leather shoes. So some of them make a lot of sense, like most of them make sense. They're all about pleasing the body, right? Everything that, all those 5 restrictions, all those 5 activities, they connect us to the satisfaction that you get from the body, right? Intercourse, obviously, something that really pleases our body. Food pleases our body. Putting oils and lotions on our skin pleases our body. Showering. Actually, leather shoes is considered one of the biggest satisfactions also for the body. Walking barefoot on the street is not as comfortable as having good shoes on. It all obviously has spiritual side effect and real meaning. However, what does it really mean? Like, why do we need to restrict them? And why do we need to really participate in that? And how is it going to benefit me for the rest of the year? And how can it elevate and change my consciousness? How can I be a better person? How can the world be better just because I'm going to participate in those 5 restrictions? Why is it happening on that day? Why the 10th day? So there's a lot of questions you can ask, right? A lot of questions that you can ask. And probably the biggest and my favorite lesson about this is the ability to connect to the internal. Something that we spoke during Michael and Monica spoke during the event is connecting to the internal. There's 2 aspects of everything. There is the external, the body, you can say, on a very simple term, the clothing, and then there's the soul, the internal, or the light. What really brings fulfillment and satisfaction is always the internal. The true fulfillment that you can experience is always coming from your internal. The food that you eat, you can eat a very beautiful burger, that looks beautiful to you on a physical level. However, inside has 0 nutrients because it's been processed. It literally has 0 nutrients, no health benefits to you. You always want to connect to the internal. Now, the moment you connect to the internal is the moment you start to understand why certain things are happening in your life. For example, relationships. Some of the biggest work and ability to grow in your life comes to you through your relationships. Everyone, from your friends, your spouses, your children, your parents. These are all relationships. The moment we experience some sort of unease and discomfort in a relationship, it means there is a tikkun there. What does tikkun mean? It means an evolution. It means something I can grow or learn from. Now, how do I do that? How do I understand? Like, there's certain tikkuns that we can have for like years, or for even a month. Like, there's certain relationships that you're just like tired of having that interaction or getting upset at that person. So how do I move on from that? How do I move on with my own internal processes, right? There are certain processes within you that you're like, I'm just tired of being like that, or I want to change. So the trick is all about connecting to the internal. Connecting and understanding, how does this situation, how does this person, how does this reaction, how does it really serve me on the inside? What happens? What's the internal message of this relationship? What's the internal message of this frustration that I'm having? Now, this is not just something that's going to be written to you in a Chinese cookie that you just open and read the message, even though it could. It's something that you want to really take time and connect to inside. So for the next, we have like 7 days left, right? I think 7 days left. Yom Kippur is exactly 6 days left. 6 days left of preparation. You want to dedicate for the next 6 days that I spend at least 30 minutes a day when I'm connecting to the internal and meditating and asking the Creator, assist me, help me understand, help me see, help me be clear, help me remove these blockages, these limitations, these frustrations, these expectations that I have towards other people that are making me upset. That's something that we all want to do. That's like a homework that we all want to, take responsibility that we're going to do. You can use the Zohar, the 72 names, Alam Bekoch, whatever tool that you really connect with, use that tool. But you have to put in the effort to go inside, to go into the internal, to see what's really happening inside of you, to really understand that I am the true architect of my reality. I am the ultimate architect of my reality. No one else actually creates my reality besides me and the Creator. So I want to kind of like develop this new close relationship with the light, where I'm in such a close, intimate communication with the Creator that I'm constantly can ask, Creator, why is this happening? What's really happening in this situation? Why is this person upsetting me? Why is this situation upsetting me? What's the lesson? How can I grow? How can I change? How can I transform in this situation? What's the lesson? What's the ultimate reason why it's in my life? And how can I evolve to my next self from this relationship? So one thing that I personally would always recommend, especially when it has to do with people, is tolerance. We need to practice tolerance, actually. That's something very simple. It's not something that's up there. It's very up there, but it's not something that, something very special. It's something very simple. But whenever we are frustrated by people, something that personally helped me a lot is to understand that just to be tolerant toward this person, just to understand that's how this person is, and that's it. And I am not here to change them. I am not here to change them. That's it. Just let it go. You're not here to change anyone, especially anyone that doesn't ask you to help them change. So for me, when I realized that, very simply, my interaction with people will change when I will have more tolerance. Tolerance meaning I am okay with the way they are. It's not my job to change them or to tell them what to do or to transform them. None of those things. It's not my job, period. It's a person's job. What I can do is to be more tolerant towards this person, to be more accepting. not to criticize them, not to have any criticism towards this other person, just to have total tolerance. It's a beautiful quality, beautiful quality. And the moment I can practice it on others, I can be much more tolerant towards other people, towards myself and other people, both. But tolerance is a magical, magical relationship healer, and a healer for yourself, because really the person that's struggling usually when you have a difficult relationship is yourself, right? So the moment I start to become more tolerant to people, the moment I can be like, okay, you know what? Take it easy. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, and all I need to do is accept this person. Accept them the way they are. You know, they say that one of the true reasons of anger and when we get upset at people is actually love, that we don't know how to harness and how to express and how to really show to other people. So it comes out as anger sometimes, or frustration towards other people, or, you know, being intolerant, or, you know, being loud with people, and, you know, getting upset at people, etc. But actually, frustration, anger, etc. is actually love. It's just you need to know how to harness it, how to control it. So the moment I start to be more tolerant, I can understand and I can connect internally and say, you know what? Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. This person is not that bad. I can accept them. I'm not here to change them. I'm not here to change anyone. What I can offer is tolerance, love, and support. That's all I can offer this person. So it's a huge thing to think about for the next 6 days, to be more tolerant towards other people, group of people, specific individuals, yourself. You're going to be much more forgiving towards yourself when you do that, right? When I become more tolerant towards other people, I also can forgive people much easier. Forgiveness is a huge thing, right? We're still in the process for the next 6 days to fully and completely forgive everyone. Forgive ourselves, forgive the Creator, forgive other people, forgive the closest people to us. All those relationships, we really, really want to make sure we experience total and complete forgiveness towards them. Because if you don't forgive, that bridge is not going to be rebuilt. So that's something that we can work towards until Yom Kippur. Now, actually, on the actual day of Yom Kippur, which is happening next Monday night. So next week we're not going to have a class because it will be the connections of Yom Kippur. We might have a social distancing Yom Kippur in New York also. Again, if somebody's interested, we're doing a survey right now if people would be interested in coming. But on the actual day, something very deep happens. So, as we know, the main point of being in this world is changing desire to receive for oneself alone into desire to receive for the sake of sharing. And that requires a process, and Michael Berg was talking about it during the holiday, that, you know, in our mind, things require processes, right? We require a process to change, we require a process to forgive, to transform, to be different, to everything in life. We look at it as processes. Now on Yom Kippur, one of the main things that we can meditate on is we can totally understand that actually things don't have to take a process. We can jump to our next level, the highest version of ourselves right now. There doesn't need to be a process. The inventor and the one that asked for a process is us, the vessel. The Creator did not want the process. Had no need for process. For healing, for meeting your soulmate, for having the best job, for achieving yourself, for transformation, for spiritual growth, the Creator absolutely has no need for a process. It's our addiction. We are addicted to the process. So on the day of Yom Kippur, one of the main meditations that you want to have is I want to meditate to fully let go of my addiction to having problems in my life. Completely. I want to say, you know what? I don't have any problems. It's all resolved already. It's all great. It's all great. And I don't need processes. Things don't require processes. I don't need processes to heal. I don't need processes to change. We don't need processes. That's the magical trick of wisdom of Kabbalah, is it actually lifts us from the world of process, from the world where we have to go through steps, and lifts us into reality where everything happens instantaneously. So on Yom Kippur, it's such a big day. You really want to have like the biggest consciousness, and hopefully you're going to be able to watch it and stream the connections, and or attend whatever in whatever way you can. But one of the main things you want to meditate on is that change is happening instantaneously within a split of a second. Split of a second, things are changing. Nothing is unchangeable. Literally nothing. Everything is in the palm of your hands. You are the molder of your consciousness. So that's the main thing that you want to be thinking about. That I totally want to lose my addiction to processes in my life. No processes. Everything is just flowing, changing instantaneously. And also the vow. So there's interesting. Before Rosh Hashanah, we canceled all the vows that we didn't fulfill in this life, in past life, in even in the upcoming year. We cancel any and all vows. Now, on Yom Kippur, we also do some vow cancellations, the Kol Nidre prayer, right? It's one of the main connections of the whole holiday. And what actually we do in that cancellation is the vow we took with the light. So we took a vow with the Creator. We made the Creator vow, and we vowed to the Creator. Pay attention to this. We told the Creator we have to earn light, right? That's Kabbalah 1, class 2 or 3, Big Bang. We were at the endless. We said, no, we want to earn light. That was actually a vow that we took. We said, we're going to be responsible for earning light. On Yom Kippur, you can actually cancel that vow. We actually do. That's the whole point. The whole point of that day. And what everybody is actually doing is puncturing and removing that vow more and more and more. If we completely remove that vow, actually, we totally achieve the messianic state. We're going to be in a total state of mind over matter, where the Creator where we don't require ourselves to change to earn the light, where we're just going to be happy no matter what. Because ultimately, what's going to happen when you fully do your tikkun? You're going to be happy no matter what. There's nothing in this world that's going to make you sad. Nothing. It will be impossible. There will be no bad. There will be no such thing as quote unquote bad in your mind. There will be no such classification. Everything will be just pure light. Everything will be pure happiness. Nothing in the world will be classified as bad in your consciousness. And not only that, you're going to be a projection of this consciousness to the entire world. Everyone that's going to come in contact with you is going to connect with that consciousness. Connect with the consciousness, everything is good. Everything is for the good. So, Yom Kippur, people assume it's a day of forgiveness, day of change, day of this or that. It could be, and you can look at it that way. Sure, go ahead. But ultimately, you want to look at it deeper. You want to connect to a deeper meaning of it. And the deep meaning of it is that you're removing the vow that you have to go through processes in your life. You're losing your addiction to processes in your life. You want to develop a habit, right? You want to develop a habit, it takes, there's many, many different ways and tricks of developing good habits, etc. After Yom Kippur, if you connect to it, you'll instantaneously have a new habit. There's absolutely no need for you to work on it. It's instantaneously happening to you. The consciousness is in full control. Full control. The operating system is what dominates your consciousness, not your body. Your body places no limits, no limitations on your consciousness at all whatsoever. So that's why it's also good to watch the movie Matrix. It's a great movie to remind us what the true make of this reality is, how it really looks like. It's obviously we want to be in, think about this idea, the addiction to problems that we have, and how much we amp up and pump the problem more than it really is. how much more dramatization, you can say, we add into it. It's something internal. You really want to take a homework this whole week, decide on the amount of time, and dedicate this amount of time that you're going to be strictly connecting to the light, strictly practicing everything we just talked about, completely being in the mindset of removal of addictions to problems. There's no such thing as a problem. There's only solutions. There's a great quote, right? Sometimes it's a little bit not so easy to practice that. On Yom Kippur, you completely change, right? You become the solution. You become there's no more problems in your life, ever. You only see solutions. Imagine being in that mindset, huh? Imagine being that kind of human being that just walks around on this earth and you don't have problems, you have solutions. Karen was very much like that. Karen was never in the mindset of, oh, it's a problem, or what are we gonna do? It's a situation. So what should we do? That's it. There's something that you should do about it. There's a great quote, like all the Kabbalists used to say, when something is not changing, when something is not transforming, make more effort. Make more effort. That's it. That's the answer. Don't worry about it. Everything is changeable. It's all about making more effort. That should be the kind of the quote for us for this 6 days. Make all the effort possible. I'm going to make more, God willing, we will make all the effort possible that on Yom Kippur we exit with our ability to influence reality in a completely different way. Completely different way. The software will be completely transformed and changed. Completely. Not even a little bit of the same person. Completely new consciousness will be created. So there's also a process I do want to mention. There's something called kaparot. It's something that we do the day before. So this week it will be this Saturday night. It's only done virtually, so you have to contribute towards it. It's a day when Rabbi Yitzhak Luria says that you should take a chicken. We know that there's 4 seasons in a year, and there's also 4 kingdoms. And there's certain times when sparks of light, it's easier for them to elevate from one world to the next one. So not to go into details, but from the inanimate to plant, from plant to animal, and from animal to human, there's certain times of year when this process is naturally happening. So we just started the process of when animal kingdom easily goes to human. Actually, that's why it's actually, if you do eat meat, be more conscious of that. That if you do eat meat, make sure you eat it with consciousness, make sure you meditate on that. For the next 3 months, the month of Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, when the souls that are in animal kingdom are elevating to human kingdom. And obviously they can do that with our support. So on Saturday night, we actually take a live chicken, we swing it above our head, and we say certain sentences, and we say that this chicken is actually going to take any of the judgments that are above me. It's going to absorb it. And because it will be, quote unquote, sacrificed or slaughtered, it's going to go into the upper worlds and be my guarantor, be my protector. So it's something optional that you can do. This usually we have the ability and the option to go to and participate in that, and actually do that. This year we cannot because of social distancing and restrictions. So only the teachers are going, only the teachers and the staff of the center is going, and we're actually going to be doing it individually for everyone. So if you do want that, you can participate. It's available online. I highly recommend to do it. It's a very important connection to do, and also if you can, to have a meal of a chicken on Sunday before Yom Kippur. So it's actually good to eat chicken on Sunday if you can, with that intention that you're helping this spark of light elevate to its next level. So let's do a quick meditation. There's a lot of consciousness, a lot of information. We always want to bring it to our soul, our heart, so we feel it more. So if you can come into a meditative state, if no, you can just listen to it. And meditation is very simple. We want to ground ourselves in our heart. And we want to send our consciousness to the middle of the earth, to the core of the earth, and pull the light force of the creator that's in middle of the earth, in the core, all the way. Feel it come from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head. And we want it to form a beautiful ball of light above our head. And you can see and picture what kind of color is your ball of light. And then pretend that you are in this ball of light. And then you want to see how this ball of light starts to elevate above your body, above the building you're in. Go through the entire universe, travel through the entire universe, and go through the edge of the universe, and go through layers of lights. And you want to come to a very bright layer of light, and then a golden layer of light, and then go to the next layer of light, which is jello-like. And keep going higher, and then see an opening above you of a beautiful iridescent light. You come to this opening, you go through this opening, and you enter the plane of the creator, a beautiful tingling sensation. Where all the energy, all the light is. And you want to envision as your ball of light melts and unifies and becomes one with this energy. And we want to actually develop a new relationship with the creator, a new relationship with the light force. So we want to make sure that we don't have any resentment, any regret, any rejection towards the creator. So if you want to release and pull any of those emotions towards the light, say yes. And we want to start a new relationship with the light, with the creator. Like Michael shared, like Abraham had with the light, like a best friend, like a true best friend that's always with you, that's always there for you, always supports you. We want to receive this, what it feels like, what it means to be in this new incredible relationship with the light force. So if you want that, say yes. And we want to understand that the creator was always there for us, is always there for us, always will be there for us, always supporting us, always whispering to us. Always illuminating the road in front of us. Always clearing the path for us. Loving us unconditionally. Praying for us. We want this year to develop a completely new relationship with the light, something that we never had before. We always want to know we're never alone. We're never alone. We are not alone and never will be alone. We want to know what it feels like to have this incredible unity with the light. Where we experience life without fears, life without lack, life without insecurity. We're in this amazing relationship where we hear the Creator's whispers, hear the Creator's guidance, feel the Creator's support. And any expectations that we had on others for support, for guidance, any expectations that we had on other people, we release it from them. And we understand that Creator was always there for us. And we don't need to be expecting it from other people. We want to give it to other people. We want to be there for other people. We want to support. We want to give. We want to practice how the Creator is with us towards other people. We want to be an example. And commit till Yom Kippur, till next week, that we're going to be in this process of developing this incredible relationship with the light. We also want to welcome Creator's essence, the unconditional love of the Creator, the healing of the Creator, the wisdom of the Creator, the compassion, the courage, and the kindness. If you want that, also say yes. And we want to send this unconditional love to the whole world, to all our loved ones, our family, relatives, friends, everyone in our life, the whole world, all the worlds, to be showered by Creator's unconditional love. And also, we want to send unconditional love to our teachers, to people that are teaching us certain things, who we experience frustration or difficulty. We want to send them unconditional love to help us release from the obligations of them being our teachers. Send them unconditional love, send them forgiveness, forgive them. And help us move to our next phase of our life. And whenever we're ready, you can just rinse yourself in the light, Fill yourself up again with this energy and open your eyes. Okay. Thank you for joining, everyone. Very happy to see you. I can unmute everyone so we can all say hello and goodbye. Wish you a great week. Thank you for joining. Make sure you connect to Yom Kippur or connect. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.